The objectives of this module include: provide a working knowledge of the composition of ready-mix concrete. Provide information on the factors that can affect concrete quality and how the actions of the concrete delivery professional can affect product quality. And describe the proper methods of placing, finishing, and testing concrete. Portland cement, the active ingredient. Portland cement and water combine chemically to glue the other ingredients together. Supplementary cementing materials such as fly ash and ground slag may also be used as a cementing material, but always in combination with Portland cement. Portland cement and the other cementing materials usually make up about 10 to 20% of the total volume of a concrete mix. Types of testing. There are 4 main tests that the CDP should have a basic knowledge of. They are as follows: 1. Temperature. 2. Slump. 3. Air content. And 4. Casting of test specimens. Other tests may include density or slump flow. Slump. The slump test measures the consistency or stiffness of the fresh concrete. The slump that the customer desires depends, to some extent, on where the concrete will be used and the method of placement. Slump does not measure the water content of the mix because water reducers and superplasticizers can be used to increase slump while keeping the water content low. However, if the slump is changing for the same mix design, it can indicate the relative amount of water is varying in different loads. Adding more water to concrete over the designed amount will affect the water-cement ratio, the strength and durability of the in-place concrete, and the test sample. There are 3 types of silicosis based on exposure. Acute silicosis, which causes cough, weight loss, and fatigue within a few weeks or years of exposure to inhaled silica. Chronic silicosis, which appears 10 to 30 years after exposure and can affect upper lungs and sometimes cause extensive scarring. Accelerated silicosis, which occurs within 10 years of high-level exposure. When people breathe silica dust, they inhale tiny particles of the mineral silica. This silica dust can cause fluid buildup in scar tissue in the lungs that cuts down your ability to breathe. This can lead to lung scarring and cough, weight loss, and fatigue. Silicosis is caused by exposure to crystalline silica, which comes from chipping, cutting, drilling, or grinding soil, sand, granite, or other minerals. Any occupation where the Earth's crust is disturbed can cause silicosis. Follow these guidelines to safely handle concrete truck chutes. Always use the proper PPE when working with chutes. Wear gloves and a hard hat to protect against injury. Always be careful to avoid pinch points in chute pivots. Place fingers around the side edges of the chute. Be on the lookout for untrained workers near the chute. Care should be taken to assure the person responsible for the chute is prepared for this weight when the concrete starts discharging, and that other workers are not potentially at risk if the chute swings free. Position the truck on level ground prior to discharge. If the right side of the truck is higher than the left, or vice versa, the danger of the chute swinging out of control is much greater. Never allow anyone to stand in the path of an unfolding chute, and do not allow chutes to flop down into place. Guide them into place while supporting the ends. Do not allow the chute to flow down into place. Arrange it prior to start of flow. Do not allow anyone to walk underneath the chute. Be aware of others around the concrete truck when moving short distances when the chute is extended. Remove and stow the chute sections before moving long distances. Fuel system. The engine system consists of fuel injectors, a fuel pump, a fuel strainer, a fuel filter, and numerous connecting fuel lines. Fuel is first drawn from the fuel tank and travels through a fuel strainer. It catches large pieces of foreign material in the fuel system. The fuel pump then forces the fuel through the fuel filter, which removes most small foreign material. The fuel travels onto the fuel inlet manifold. Fuel pipes carry the fuel into the inlet side of the fuel injectors. Here the fuel is atomized through very small spray tip openings into the combustion chamber. Surplus fuel returns from the injectors through fuel lines back into the fuel tank. Step 5. Walk-around inspection. The purpose of the walk-around inspection is to focus attention on components on all sides of the vehicle, beginning at the left front of the truck and progressing clockwise around the vehicle. Performing the walk-around using the same method will ensure that a complete inspection will be performed every time. In the walk-around, there are numerous items to inspect. Therefore, we will further break down this step into 5 zones to inspect as follows. Click the left front zone to begin. Walk around left front. Start the walk-around inspection by cleaning the windshield and the driver's door glass. Check that the door latch and the lock work properly. All items requiring inspection will be identified in the inspection checklist. All items must be inspected in this zone before moving clockwise on to the next zone. Use the slider to begin the inspection. Front wheel, driver's side. Check the condition of the left front wheel and rim. Look for missing, bent, or broken studs, clamps, and lugs. Look for rust around the lug nuts, often the first indicator that the nuts are loose. Check the condition of the left front tire. Make sure it is properly inflated. Look for serious cuts, bulges, or tread wear. Steering tires must have tread depth of at least 3 millimeters or 3/32 of an inch in the deepest groove. Check the valve stem condition and make sure that the cap is on. Look at the wheel and tire treads for wear and signs of misalignment. Use the slider to inspect the wheel. Is the wheel in good condition? Left front suspension. Check the left front wheel suspension. Look for cracked, broken, or shifted leaf springs. Check the condition of spring hangers, shackles, and U-bolts. Use the slider to inspect the suspension. Is the suspension system in good condition?